Hello. Well, let's do another video. I reckon it's been a bit of time. I would say apologies, but I mean it's up to me. But apologies. It has been a bit. Kind of got stuck into a new project and disappeared. Turns out, coming down off medication can throw some spanners in the works. But I'm all good now. I hope. We'll see how it goes from here. But yeah, anyway, let's I guess start with trying to work out where I got to. So I think I've kind of I did a bit of stuff outside of the stream, I think. Uh, I had kind of briefly talked about it. My Vim's still doing kind of weird things, and I do wonder if it's well, there's a few variables at play. I'm recording some stuff. I'm also actually playing, which I've decided I don't need in the background there. So we can kill that. Interesting. It still said it was going. So, uh, yeah, things I was doing. Yeah, like I'm just. Where am I? I'm over there. Let's get over here. Cool. Yeah, like if I like hold down, like it takes a while before it kind of works out things. Wonder if I'm doing things in like it took quite a while to kind of think about things. So we're doing FFmpeg, that's us recording. Easy Effects is for the good quality audio. It does like neural nets to make my voice sound not echoey because I still don't have anything in the walls in here. I should probably do stuff, but yeah, like this is a reasonable CPU percentage, and like all 16 of my cores are doing quite a bit. And does this have load somewhere in? I know my load is 14 from down here, but I honestly can't see. I guess this is it. Yeah, so the load is 14. This doesn't. I don't know. I mean, if it records, it records. I just wonder if it's recording choppy. Um, like I feel like I just need a reboot. I don't know. We'll let's see how it is. So anyway, kind of what I was getting through was working out how to handle functions. So I think that's kind of where we got up to. So we found a function in this whole kind of stream of tokens. We first tokenized the file, which kind of splits the. I guess to start with, what am I doing? So I'm currently trying to take a file that looks somewhat like this, ignoring the comments. So pretty much just this last two lines. Tail two, tail. See, I'm sure I put two there, but that's all right. But I actually want to do minus two. So pretty much we're taking a function like so and compiling it into something that we can run. And a similar example would be I just don't know. It was slow when it wasn't on the keyboard as well, like when it was on the laptop. Uh, but anyway, like a similar example in C would just be something void main with no args and no body. And this does compile. It doesn't compile with TCC, just with GCC, because tasting are like these. And it does some things, and like it's probably quite small. It's gosh, it's 15 kilobytes. Not sure what it's doing. It's loading like all of glibc in it, I guess. But like, yeah, that's like quite massive for what it's doing. It doesn't do anything. But yeah, so I'm kind of trying to make my own language to basically pass that, and then do stuff with it in the process. Learn some stuff on the way. Some of this is knowledge that I have done a long time ago. Gosh, like 15 years ago, maybe when I was at uni. And some of it is just stuff I've read over the years. And I don't know, I've done other stuff, and people say you shouldn't do your own, but why not? And like, there's all these people just using LLVM to do it, but I don't know, why not just roll it myself? So I believe the problem I came to last time was this is kind of doing like a iterative loop. And it's like, cool, I've got this. And it's doing like a lot of double checking of like what things are. And I guess what I want to do is have like a centralized function that I can just get the next token. And I could also potentially peek at the next token just to see what it is. Because like next is kind of needed like that. And we kind of want to skip all of this. So we could just replace this whole chunk with token next equals next. Or I don't know, stuff like that. And like a lot of this error handling can kind of get pulled out. So one kind of easy way to do this is to make use of object oriented code. I mean, it's like what everyone does. It's the new craze. And what language am I using? C sharp. So, like, yeah, you can do stuff like this. And I believe I started doing it kind of with the tokenizer. So, yeah, this looks somewhat. Let's. That was the right key. That was the right key. Gosh, that went to some place I didn't think it would go to. So we have this class scanner. So in C sharp, a class is something that can like encapsulate stuff. Structures like always by value, so it's probably not worthwhile having structures for things. Some structs are useful, but I don't know. Still trying to work out what's what for C sharp. This is actually the first time I've kind of like done C sharp in Angular. Yeah. Uh, so this is interesting. And like a lot of this stuff probably exists in the standard library somewhere, but sometimes I like to know kind of what's happening. But so what this is doing is it's kind of storing this index at a like class level. So when we've got a scanner, we can kind of just tokenize the whole lot. And this kind of goes through. It's still doing the like kind of as you go approach, but what I could do, yeah, that's right. There should be like a range in C. There will be a range in Devlang. To make stuff like this like a bit easier and less verbose. Um, and like then you can do kind of interesting stuff here. Like I'll probably have more stuff like this, which is I don't know, interesting. But yeah, I think like the tokenizer, we can probably leave that for now. But what I kind of want to do is make a similar thing. So yeah, why don't we it's got like some stuff like that, and we can. This is going to be a compiler, and we'll still take the source file as a argument. And did this have like a constructor of some description? Yes, it did. So like, if we get that, then go here, then go here, and maybe change this to compiler, not compiler error, something like that, and we can have something like that. So I'm going to kind of set up some helper functions, I guess. And what I think this should actually do is like maybe send in a list of tokens. So this is really a list of token and uh, tokens, and we can do that, find that, and then get that. And here we can just have this to be uh, tokens. I don't know. This keyboard still just doesn't quite feel snappy. List a token. Yeah, and like when it doesn't, it kind of throws me off. It shouldn't like, but I don't know. Something like that. Cool. So what do we have here? So I kind of want to make a couple of like we'll call them public functions, and we can have first uh maybe I'll call it like consume. And what this is going to do is it's like going to return us a it's going to return us a token, but like only if the gosh, I'm starting to think I am just like actually just mistyping it. Gosh, where's that one again? It's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Uh, Next one, previous one, previous one. Do that. Golly. Previous one. I forgot how to do them momentarily. Cool. So if we do this, I guess this we can say it returns optional type thing. And so first off, we would want to check if IDX is less than zero, or IDX is greater than equal to tokens dot length. And is this what we do? A length? I think it's length, but it might be count. And if we do this, we should probably just return null. Like it's typing it out of order. So like I have kind of written the RET, it's lost an E. Then we have like an R and an N, but then we also have this N. Is this N meant to be part of here? And then we have null, but then this R would have been like return. I don't know, but like you saw my hands go. I don't know. Something is happening with my laptop. So we want to return. Oh, just do the same thing. Um, so that is all the characters, and uh, if we do them, right, I don't know. As soon as I get ahead of it, I just lose the track of it. It's same with a few things in life, really. And like with the piano, if I'm like ever kind of ahead of where I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, I've lost myself. But practice makes perfect. I'm not sure I want to practice with a lay input device, but sometimes you have to. So what do we get if we do this? We can probably just return. Or this is like almost unusual. And we do that, something like that. And I kind of also want to do a token peak, and you may recognize. So I'm going to chuck in a maybe event set, and it can equal to one. Um, so it's optional, and so now we want to go for IDX plus offset. Maybe if set equals there, then turn conf. Well, no. Do we want offset to be? I think we want it to start at zero. So if we pass it no things, we just want to say what it is. And I do want that, and I want to basically do the same check. Tokens dot length and IDX plus offset is less than zero. Then we want to return null. And we did some typos here. We do that. And like it's got like a weird T there. That is because it's meant to be there. That's meant to be an or. Same there. And then we can kind of do that. So if that is the case, otherwise we just return tokens, and here we're just going to do IDX plus offset, and like that, and yeah, that should kind of do it. So that's kind of letting us have a look ahead, but like not actually change the IDX. So the IDX hasn't got the plus plus. It's actually kind of hard to tell in just at a quick glance. It kind of looks like, cool, we're returning one thing or we're returning another. But this has a side effect. This actually changes the IDX field. So I wonder, it kind of bulks it out, but like maybe we could actually go, this is going to be a token red and tokens IDX, and we can do an explicit IDX plus plus return red. And I wonder if that is nicer. It kind of adds like extra line, but comparing the two together, I think it is clear that this does something more than just look up and offset. It's really hard to tell. Cool. So when we want to do this, so I guess we want to have also another public function of just compiling things. So what do we want to return when we don't want to return cubics? But we can return a public. We kind of just want to return the compiled thing, which I don't know what it's going to look like yet, and I don't know whether this is going to be the last stage or not. So maybe I will just call it void for now, and it will become apparent when I want to return a thing what that thing is. Um, but until then, we can just do stuff like this. So now that we've got this, we can probably come down. It was, yeah, it was kind of all of this. We'll just wait for the keyboard to catch up. Cool. So if we do this and we do this, otherwise we kind of want to make a compiler. And this is going to be a new compiler. And what are we going to pass it? We're going to pass it the tokens I think it wanted. And then we're going to go compiler dot. And pretty much all of this stuff is kind of going to go into that compile function. And I guess here I can see that I want to like ignore certain things. So yeah, how do I want to do these? Ignore. Almost makes me want to think. most languages I've seen developed don't include things like white space and comments. They just strip them out. And it kind of makes me think this is the reason why. Is it kind of stops this explosion of right now we're kind of checking for like all the things in all the places. Cause yeah, I wonder if this I also kind of want to make a unit offset, maybe amount, and we're going to default to consuming one thing. And then we can check. Um, no, I think I don't want to do that. I do want to keep doing that. Yes. Cool. So I want to kind of have this big thing, and it's kind of all right. I need to do this the quick way, maybe the slow way now. Right. So now we can do stuff like this. That's what we want. Yeah, get all of that. And let's go into compile and just shove it in there. So, we can probably say ERF, while not ERF. In fact, we kind of want to have for token, token equals consume. So we'll consume the first one, and we need to do this while token dot type not. I don't know what happened there. Type not equal to token type dot unknown. No dot end of file. So while we do this, and the next thing would just be consume, something like this. Other keyboard cue. And if we do that, then we can start off a thing. So we have a token. We don't need to do this IDX thing. We can potentially do the same continue thing. And when we get to a function, what we can do is actually kind of break out, and we can say that we will maybe return a function. Because this return this like we have a function type. Yeah, we have a function. All right, so we can return a function, and this can be compile uh, function. Right. So at this point here, and people who follow along with like compiler development might see that this is like kind of similar to what is it, crafting interpreters. That's probably the last compiler book that I've read recent times. I've read other ones, some more recent than others, but yeah, I kind of like that approach because yeah, it, we got fast computers. We may as well like make use of them. So what happens in compile function? We can potentially maybe just do something like that. No, is that what we want to do? And or go back up to where do we go? can we do it here? Right, so here we will have the function. Like, it doesn't like it when I hold keys. I think that is the case. I want to go again. Except like undo one. There's like some weird tabbing issues here. Oh well. Right, so here we can kind of say we have consumed a the fun token. So at this point here, we kind of want to get the next token, and I think here we can have like a uint, and maybe this can be default to that, and um, well, peak offset. Something like this, except maybe we can change it to that. So we get the next thing, and we want to do it while next dot type uh, what is it? Not equal to token type dot end of file, and I kind of want to do that, then do this, and then next equals uh, peak offset. And right, that's got a few things to change. So we first want, well, actually, we can just do it in inline. And this can be offset plus plus. After going on about how I thought it looked weird, I think this is to do it. Except I think we want to do that one. Cool. And here we can do a big switch on next dot pipe. Um, and what are we actually kind of looking for? We're just trying to find the next thing that is not one of these things. Ugh, I think I need to do. Well, not ERF. And we can do the old switch on peak and offset plus plus. So kind of change the offset after that. Is that what I want to do? And again, that just bring a little space there. So if we do this, I think we just kind of want to do that same thing. And that was on a case of quick cache. token type. Go back to there and type dot error. That's what we're looking for there. So that really shouldn't really happen. So if we haven't really done, we can probably get that. Otherwise, we want to consume like all. So just let me go. Right. So we kind of want to no holding queue, but like it's going so slow. Right. So what we're doing here is we're just trying to find the next thing that isn't one of these things. So if we have one of these, we just kind of skip that, and we should do an E or F. Uh, no, I kind of. Because what I'm thinking, before I had like very fine control over IDX, and we were kind of only setting next when you found the next token. But here I kind of want to skip over all the things. And to do that, I can either do the peak multiple times, or I can get the peak into. I think I want to do something like this for. And we're going to do a big thing. And it's going to be come on, token T, and it's going to be uh, peak of offset, and we'll call it. We'll do it that one. And so T dot type not equal to token type dot end of file, and T equals plus plus offset. And so if we did all of that, this means here we can change this to be T dots type, and we're going to check on these. And here, I guess I just want to somehow break out of that outer loop, which I guess by setting next is uh, one way of doing that. But it would still do that T, but that's probably all right. Well, we'll find out. So we can say do this while next not equal to null. And this thing. So next becomes not null. If next becomes not null, then that would be all false. Then it'll break out the false. At which point down here, we should have our next token, and we could probably go IDX plus equal to offset, just saying that we consumed all of that. I think that's legit. And what are we doing here? do need to kind of do a little check. So I think, uh, come on, I think this is just um uh this one here. So I want to like D5. No, what I want a D5. Oh, I want a 5D. Yeah, that's what I want. And here is next equal no. It looks like quite a bit of a check from there. But that's kind of what we meant there. Right, so what do we do after that? We've got our function name. Let's bring that down there. So we check that it's the correct type, and here we can kind of get that. Um, and at the end, we want to return F, and that return F will uh, do a thing. File function. Um, right, so here we will do a like here we would have a function if equals compile function, compile function, that one there, and just give it to me. So this could return null, I guess. In which case, if equal null, what equals that? But if f equals null, then what do we want to do? We kind of want to say that was an error, but like we probably already have reported an error, but we can say report error. We're going to report it token, and could not file function. Um, and we probably want to do a break there. Otherwise, we can do this console dot write found function, and we can be on do something like that, and we can do f dot name, I think was a legitimate thing to do. All right, I think that did some stuff, and so like, what if we do this run? Will it kind of do things? I don't know. I just don't know. And this laptop's just going so slow. Right, so I do have some compile. Not that one. Let's close that. Close that and build. Tell me what I've done wrong. Tell me lots of things. Right, so we're not allowed this. Why not? Um, ID, IDX, it like equals a thing, surely. Surely we're allowed to. Is this what it was? Is this like static here? No. Do I need to say that? Nah, because like we can test it. We do a plus plus on it and it seems to be fine there. It doesn't like things. Um, maybe we'll save whatever we have. We'll try and run that again. Maybe we'll skip that one. Skip it. Um, or it reckons we are in. Right, I've paused the error. Is it this? It's still thinking that we're like declaring a class. So like, it even says declaration, but it's just a little confusing. But once I was like, that token should be correct, but yeah, we were missing that. So I guess I wonder what happens if we do. Of course. Uh too quick. Um, that like a thing. Yeah, get rid of that. Cool. Right. So now we're right at the bottom of the file. So it means that we have failed to do a thing, one of these. So where does this take us? That takes us to compile. So this should be taking us to compile. So that means that that's on the switch. Hey, that's not right. Cool. So what we want to do here is just do break and I don't know, bring it back down here. This formatting is like nuts. I don't know. The keyboard, I'm blaming the keyboard or like, oh, I don't know. My load's 15. I've only got 16 chords, so 15 is reasonably high. Right, so we're not allowed this. Is it possible null reference? It is because this is not the thing that we're looking for. Not sure where it's pulling token from. Like it should have. Did that like already compile and while I blinked? Hard to know with the compilation times. Alright, error doesn't exist. That's alright. We can make it exist. Compiler dot error. Um, cool. These are count. Cool. No, CN tag. Um, C sharp, man. Um, How do you say that it's just always going to be null? Um, because I would say that it should always be null. It's like almost unreachable if it is null, because you should reach the end of file first. Do we not? Um, is this because it's like null? Um, so we have a token and it has a type. How do we like force it to be? Yeah, so I don't really want to. I just want to say that we'll always return something. A new token dot, oh, of course, something like this, unknown. Um, like it just shouldn't happen. It should find us other thing. Um, I kind of want to say this is unreachable. Do we have an unreachable? Unreach. Um, do we not have an unreachable on this? Thought we did. All right. Um, type. Oh my god. Token type. Right. Something like that. What do you do? You do not like that. I'm a little confused. New. How do we do new tokens in other places? We like. Do we have to have everything? Surely it will default to. Um, we do have an unknown token type. So, I mean, having something like this should surely be fine. If we have a comma, like, I don't know, is that like legit? Um, what file did we try and write? I don't know. I don't know what it was. It was slash m. Slash m is what I used to do to build. Even when it takes 10 years on .NET to do a thing. Right, that got past things. We don't have report error. Report error. So how are we reporting error? We That's kind of like yeah, we could probably do that there. Where do you take any? Where do you take um maybe something like that? Ugh. Yeah, that needs to Get the right file. Do we have a report error in token? Oh, we just do Devlang error. All right, back out. Wait until we do things. All right, and then back out, back out again, back out. Right. So I think that's what we do, and then if we go to this, we can go to Devlang dot do something like that. Right, so it doesn't like token there. We can place that. Um, you would think that it's a little quicker. Right, so this would be div Elaine dot this. And what would the token be here? Mm, should we pass in the token function? Um, I think that might be um, the thing. And we can just say that we were expecting a function name, but didn't find it. Um, Otherwise, we can say the same thing there. And when we compile the function, we can just pass in the I assume it's token, something like that. Otherwise, we just continue on doing some things. Um, Formatting is nuts. What if we do that? Like replace, not that, nah, that, yeah, and then replace that with just that. I accept do it, uh, do it globally, and in fact, do it just on the whole file. We still need the S there. Do that. Oh, look at that. Right. So now we have like potentially a really weirdly formatted file, but we've got no tabs, hopefully. Um, yeah, like some stuff could get fixed. I don't know. Tokenizer is looking somewhat alright. That's fine. Compile function. So does this look kind of weird and funky? Nah, that looks kind of normal. Then we go down. That looks kind of fine. That's. I think that was the thing I wanted to do. See, this is like at a weird. Um, See, I didn't want to. Yeah, when I'm doing that, it's doing that. I think I had to like it to config. Um, how do we do? So editor config should do this. Editor config. I'm just going to say tabs equals spaces. Um, Tab indent style indent style equals space. Now do I need to like reopen it because of that? Not that compiler dot net Yep, that is because I found it. Now, if I do that, yeah, cool. So now that's searching for it there. Yeah, that's good. And I didn't want that. I wanted that one. Cool. So what if we run that? Because it looks like it's running stuff, and hopefully it's just gonna say it found the same function, but it doesn't actually do it. Oh, it's not building. I thought it was building before. Right. So we can't break out of a loop there, because we're not in a loop. That just means we probably want to return false. Return null, I guess. And so I guess um, that means that this should now have to return that. And where it expects it, it was already expecting. See, now that's interesting. And I guess it makes sense and it's allowed. I was returning something that's always going to be non null into a thing that could be nullable. But because it's always non null, it can fit into a thing like that. But it's just kind of interesting because it's not something I would want. Right. Did we not save? Cool. We've saved potentially twice. Um, yay. Right. Doing lots of things. Oh, we can't do that because, like, why not? It's like I just gave up doing it. Devlang dot. Oh, this keyboard. Um, right, what are we doing here? We are probably just returning. We can do it. Return. No. Gosh, that was like even with a big space. Um, right, something like that. What did it like here? It cannot fall out. That's all right. We don't really want to. I don't know. Delete that file, like the middle. Oh, this is just full of things. Right, so consume cancels. Now, I kind of want it maybe to never return anything. Similar to the peak, maybe if I just do that. And so maybe if I have a look to see what peak does, we just do something like this. Oh, come on. Right, we do that instead. And I think you don't actually need that. Um, so we'll get rid of it. It's gone. No more comments. What don't we like here? We will save it and then recompile. Waste of 5 seconds. Oh, look at that. That was like quick. Was that like real quick? Nah, it's still taking a little. Right, so what doesn't it like? It feels like we're close to the end. So I think I want to just do something like this. No. weird. Um, do something like that. Right, report error doesn't exist, so that was Devlang. Um, and function could not exist. Now that's interesting. Where do I define function? It should exist. We'll save. We'll rebuild. See how that is. Hey. It's because I'm looking for function. But function does exist. I'm sure of it. And like, let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just try and recompile that. Will it work? Always the wonder. Dev Lang. Um, I kind of just want to do Dev Lang dot and then search for space error. That was the last one. Cool. A function does have name. Or like, how do we do these .NET? I've even got a thing. Like, how do we have to get dot value. Cool. That's what we want. Cool. So we don't want to have IDX there and we don't want to have error there. That might cause some things. It probably won't because error kind of still gets set. Um, let's save and do that. Still looking for the same thing. Right, one more. Oh, not allowed that. Now I thought a function had a name. It did. It had a big name. Let's do that and that. Right. So now this should work, and it should probably just show the same error, the same stuff as before. So we found function main, then it will show the identifier curly brace, close, end of file. I think. Um, it's looking for a function name. That's no good. We can have a look see to see where it was expecting it. 386. Um, that was like we already have next here, so we could probably say that that is next. And I kind of want to show and report error. Um, let's do this. Because we're still kind of relying on other stuff, I kind of want to just say what the token is. Um, so maybe that message we can replace with token. Uh, And the token, I think, is a somewhat nice name. Well, it kind of looks like that. Can we not? What? Um, no, I can see video is in 386. Take me there. We just need to get next.lu. That one. Cool, and that should probably work. I don't know. Still doesn't like that. Oh, we didn't save. Ugh. Oh, I pushed all the keys in my mind that it should have saved, but it's, we have a file. Do we not anymore? Is it just called this? Oh, we just have a file called M, which has all the source. So if we do like an oh my god, diff of M to source slash dev. If we do a diff of that, it probably doesn't differ too much. No, we probably just like wrote just a snippet to M. But it has like random source code in it, which you don't really need. Um, we'll try RM of M. Cool. Did this uh work though? I was too busy kind of complaining about it, not compiling and whatnot. Right, so here we have a thing. It still can't find the function. We were expecting that. It's found this white space. And yeah, it's found it at that point. And yeah, I don't know. Cool. I was hoping that it would just get there. Because next we're getting this peak thing. Um, um, T dot type. If T dot type is there, it goes through the switch. It should just get the next token. So I think we're not getting the right tokens here. So maybe we will go console dot right line. Come on, buddy. And maybe we can just write out P there. And so before these errors, we should get the tokens that it's looking for that after the function, um, which yeah. So we start it there. We find that, and then we find identifier. So it should set it there. It's interesting that it doesn't, because yeah, it's set back to this last. Um, so where we just do that. Cool. So I want to get rid of that, and next can just equal to t. Then we can get our dodge. Cool. Now if we run this, that should be good, and I think that will be that. And the report error will just print out two things for now. Cool. So now finds function main, and then it's got the function curly brace open, close, run. And if we scroll back up, I shouldn't have done that cat main. Should have done the diff. Shouldn't have done the diff twice. I don't know. Like, ugh. Was it this one? No, there was still a compiler error. It was like back up here. So found function main. So identify curly brace, open, close, end of file. So interesting. We print a different token at that point there. We print the function token, which makes me wonder. So we get that and we're like just printing the token. So I think after we do the uh, we want to do like a continue there, maybe. Is that what we want to do? And then it will get it'll basically skip over the function one, but it will then look at the uh, yeah. So it skipped over that. It's lost the it's lost. So it should just go to the continue if it's not the case. Where does that go? Is How do we do that? It's not really the best key combination there. So if we get that, we should get that. So I think now the compile function, we potentially don't want to, we want to do offset -1. Actually, no, that's probably right. We have consumed next here, and we set it to a thing. So the next thing would be that. And so now, if we did like uh, token consume, we kind of want to like assert that this is a curly brace open. And I wonder if we can almost just tell it to skip stuff. But yeah, for now, I guess we're expecting one of two things after the function name. Expecting, oh my god, either function uh, uh, either function function parameters or func function body. Yeah, cool. Um, and at that point there, we kind of just need to kind of work through and do some stuff and flesh out the function structure. So it will probably have like a bunch of statements. We'll need to have an idea on how to compile a statement, like what that's going to look like. There's going to be expressions. We're going to have to know how to compile the expressions. For now, I think I'm going to like kind of build up a big structure of things. Um, and probably the compile function will just return a list of functions. I'm thinking. Um, I think that's probably kind of how it's going to go. And like if we have like multiple files, then I don't know, cross that bridge when it comes to it. But I think for now, I am probably going to maybe just commit this up, whatever it is. What do we have? Yeah, so I did that, and then I did quite a bit of stuff here. So let's just say I did like a space indent change. Uh, I'll add it. We don't need a dot out anymore. We can keep those examples. We don't need test.c anymore. We can compile this, and what do we have? Moves compiler. Uh, keyboard is just too shit. Compiler to uh, OP. I mean, it's what it is. Cool. And what I was thinking was, I have been kind of working on Advent of Code. So I did one, I guess, and that was, gosh, a while back. And the problem is, I can't even test it. I've just kind of written some code, and that just is what it is. And I mean, here we can see kind of what I did for that one, this, and then there, and here. So this is kind of what I did. I don't know, I've got 44 lines of stuff. So if we open up Advent of Code and maybe got 2.dev, we can maybe try and we can just start from the first one to get a yeah, maybe delete there to there. Yeah, that's kind of what I want. So we want to like get some input, starting from the top. So what do we have to do? A bit of special of admin of code. So what do we have to do? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. There's a lot of reading. I haven't actually kind of read through this in the outside. So we have unusual things. We have reports. So we have like a bunch of numbers. These are all levels, I guess. List of numbers called levels that are spaced. So yeah, that's right. I got you. Six reports, five levels. So each line has a bunch of levels, and each line is a report, and the line has levels. Um, so a safe report is something everything's going up or everything's going down, or and things differ by only one less than three. Yeah, that seems all good. And we just have to say that how many is safe. So we'll get our input, we'll get our lines. Do, do, do. Maybe we'll go from here. So, how do we say the loops and stuff? So we probably want to do something like this. And that's right. We had some like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I kind of wanted to do stuff like this. So we're splitting a string on spaces, implicitly, and it will convert those things into two numbers. Just this call will. And because of that, it will kind of take this and it will split it into strings. It will then try and pass those strings as ints, and then it will then store those ints into these variables. So it will do a bit of stuff in the background. And you can probably do a similar thing. I can't at the moment, but is what it is. You could probably have something like this, and we can do something like this. How do we do it? We do that, and we'll call it an int array of that. So, um, and we want to kind of have a counter, so maybe we'll have a sum, and this can just equal to 0. Um, Maybe that's implicitly. How do we do it here? We had a sum. Yeah, so we had a sum and it's implicit. So it's implicit, probably just a big int, or I don't know how to kind of do it. It depends on what context you might use it in. Right, so we don't have that. So if maybe we'll do if is safe levels. If levels is safe, we will sum plus plus. Like that, and at the end we'll just print sum. Print sum. You can do it, bud. Right, so we probably also need this fun is safe. And this takes some things. So it will take levels, which is an um, int, and it will have some square brackets in that bracket. And this will actually return a value. So this is going to return us a bool, I guess. That's what other cool kids call it. And like, how do we do our functions here? So we didn't actually have anything that returned anything, but yeah, I think that is probably how to do it. And like, it's similar to other languages. I know, but part of the fun is doing it myself and like working out how to do all these things, and yeah. So I guess we first want to check uh, if we're like ascending or descending. So I guess how we might do this is so we might have like index, and that is equal to 0, and x is less than. We can do it. Come on, keyboard. Maybe x is less than levels dot. Like, I don't know what I might call this. I haven't really had a. Let's not do that. Let's do that instead. I did like a cool thing here. What was that doing? Oh yeah, a little swap. I like a little swap. So we just had length and capacity, so it kind of opens up both, maybe. So label dot length, and idx is singular plus plus. So what do we want to do in this case? I think I want to actually start from uh, maybe from 1, because then we can know for sure that there is one before us. And potentially, I also want to know that there's one after us. Because we can, at this point here, get the two values out. So we could check if levels. Well, we probably want to store the gap. So the gap is going to be ABS. And did we just call this ABS of levels? And this is going to be IDX minus, come on, IDX minus 1 and levels IDX. So we're going to get that gap. And I just want to kind of see what we had going on with again, that kind of like adds to a thing. Cool. What was I thinking with that? ABS we did use back in. Let's just do this. Did we have an ABS here? ABS. Yeah, so we just kind of said it was like that, which is very kind of Pythonic in a sense. I'm trying to just get a bit of every language. I've done a few languages in my time. Right, so with that gap, we can first do some checks. If the gap is 0 or it is more than 3. So if gap equals 0 or gap is greater than 3, maybe with that, then we can return false like that. That's probably how we do that. Now the tricky bit here is now we want to see whether we're ascending or descending. And one way we can do that is kind of every line every level we check the one before us, is it greater than or less than? And if it is, check the one after us. Because we might be at the end, we don't want to do that check. So I think if IDX, I might actually have it as 0 and we can skip it on the first one. Something like that. That doesn't quite work. Well, now we know that we can go -1, but does that mean that we can go +1? I think if we're either end, golly, this keyboard, IDX equals levels dot length -1. So if it is at the start or it's at the end, we don't do any more checks. Otherwise, we can do a check. So if levels of IDX is greater than levels IDX. Well, we kind of want to say the one before us. So if the one before us is greater than us, we want to return if levels of ID, come on, levels of IDX is greater than levels of 30x plus 1, which we should be able to do. Um, so, if we have it the other way round, uh, I thought that word found it. We didn't have the right one. It's pretty much that, which makes me wonder, can we do something like this? So we can, and they won't be equal to each other. Well, there's a potential that that will be equal. Actually, we always want this to start from one, and here we don't want to check the end. But yeah, we can check if equals this. So I think this is roughly what I want. So if it is, that is, it's going up. So if it is not going up the first time, then that one will be false. And then we want this next one to also be false. Makes sense. Otherwise, if it is going up, then it'll be true on the left, and then we want to make sure it is still going up, which is true on the false. And then that kind of just does these four lines there. And I think that's pretty much it. And here we can probably return true if we got to the end. And I think here we want to actually do this and go back to there. And if this whole stuff is not equal, we want to return false. False. Um, Something like that. We don't need semicolons. Yeah, so we basically check a couple of false cases in there and then return true if all of them pass. And then if all of them pass, then we'll add them up, then print them out. I think that is roughly how you would do number two. Can't test it. But that's that. Cool. Oh, I hope that was an enjoyable video to everyone. Was a bit of a topsy turvy. I had taken a wee bit of a break, but hopefully I'll try and get back in a bit more regularly to get a bit of momentum going. Keen to see where this goes. Um, who knows where it goes? I could actually. I mean, I gosh, how do you get back to it? I am a few days behind. God, that's quite slow. So I could do another six, but I don't know. I kind of want to get something working so I can test them, and once I can test them, then I can see what from there. But yeah, for now, I think we'll leave it doing just this. Once we get a function going and running, that would be amazing. Don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we just need to kind of pass it all together and make a little thing. Cool. Oh well, thanks for watching and hope you have a great day.